Know a lot about golf.
Well, we're waiting.
And thanks for coming around with us this weekend. We are those weekend golf guys. I'm John Ashton. He is Jeff Smith. He is not standing on a bluff in San Francisco overlooking the Pacific Ocean. He's just fooling you. However, one of the things we are going to discuss this week is why are golf pros a lot like swallows?
What?
Yes. Why are golf pros a lot like swallows?
What do you mean? We just follow the sun? We go where it's warm?
You go south for the winter. Indeed.
That's right, baby. I want to do that, man. I want to do that. This cold weather stuff. Hey, look, here we are. It's September, and you're already groaning in the morning when you get out of bed because it's cold.
It's 56 degrees this morning at 9 o'clock.
Come on.
Well, I mean, it's typical for this part of the country. Yesterday morning at 9 o'clock, it was probably 78. This morning, it's 56, you know, and who knows? Tomorrow morning, it could be 30 or it could be 90. We're not sure yet.
What about radio show hosts? What do they do?
What do? They put another log on the fire, put a sweater on, and whine a lot.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. Well, you probably ought to get to that putting a sweater on thing instead of just starting leading off with the whining part.
All right. You're probably right there. A couple other topics we're going to touch on today, not only golf in the South, but we're going to talk about Better Business Golf. We've got a couple folks from the Better Business Bureau coming along. They're actually casting their cares to the wind and actually holding their annual golf scramble. After much haranguing and discussion, they've decided that, hey, what the heck? It's outdoors. We don't do a whole lot of close-up talking anyhow during a golf scramble.
Well,
so,
that's true.
You know, because, I mean, they can talk about all you want to about networking and all this kind of stuff. But, you know, you show up, you walk up and down the line of the silent auction, you see people, you maybe say hi to people you know or introduce yourself to people you don't know if they look interesting. But for the most part, it's just your group in two carts out on the course.
You know what? Here's the foursome that gets socially distanced by everybody else is right after they turn in the scorecard and they turn it in, it's got a 49 on the scorecard.
Exactly. We birdied everything and eagled all the par fives. We're that good. Prove us wrong. We'll talk about that group in greater detail and the Better Business Bureau and golf in the South and a whole bunch of good stuff. Hang with us. We are those weekend golf guys, and we're coming right back.
Stunning.
You don't have to hit a shot to fall in love with the Pete Dye and Donald Ross courses at French Lick Resort. Our hotel and golf packages are the way to go. Add the casino and spas, and it's a road trip for the memory book. Safely get back to the game you love with one of the packages found online at FrenchLick.com. Legendary golf at French Lick Resort. A breath of fresh air.
Must be 21 to enter casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
I have one word for you. Football. Or maybe it's two words. I'm not sure. But wouldn't it great to see everybody back out on the field playing football over the weekend? That was just week one. There is no better place to get in on all the action than with DraftKings. They are the leader in one-day fantasy sports. Draft your lineup now and you can feel the sweat like never before. Every run, every pass, every catch means more with DraftKings. It's simple. You pick your lineup, you stay under the salary cap, and you see how your team stacks up against the competition. And nothing adds to the excitement of watching a game quite like having a shot at millions of dollars in prizes. And DraftKings has paid out billions of dollars to winners since 2012, so they know a thing or two about cold hard cash. Download the DraftKings app now and use code WEEKEND. For a limited time, new users can get a free shot at millions of dollars in prizes. Don't miss out on the Week 2 action. Enter code WEEKEND to get a free shot at millions of dollars in prizes with your first deposit. That's code WEEKEND. Only at DraftKings. Make it rain. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details. And thanks for hanging and coming back. I'm John Ashton in the studio. Got some guests with us here, too. John Straub, Laura Calhoun of the Better Business Bureau, because we're going to start talking about some better business golf. First off, I want to congratulate you guys on actually saying this COVID-19 thing. Don't worry about it. Come on out and play golf with us, because so many other people have canceled their special golf outings. And I can see no reason for it because, as you know, John, this is the epitome of social distancing. First off, I want to tell you that this golf outing is going to be at a very nice golf course, a very private golf course in Louisville. And you may have heard the name Justin Thomas, you know, the PGA guy. Well, this is where his dad hung out. This is where Justin learned how to play golf. So maybe some of that karma might rub off. You never can tell. So when is it, John?
Well, the golf scramble is Thursday, October the 8th. It is going to be at Harmony Landing. It's our first year that we've been there. We've had this golf outing for the last 7 or 8 years, and it is basically a fundraiser for our consumer education fund and for junior achievement. And I'll let Laura go into more detail on how that works for us.
Okay. How's it work, Laura?
The majority of the funds that we raise actually go to Junior Achievement of Kentuckiana's BizTown to help support our storefront there. We give money to them every year to support that program that they have where kids take field trips every year in elementary and middle school. Yeah. And even though things are a little different now, they've been working hard all summer to make that a virtual field trip for the kids now. So the kids will still be able to benefit from that. So most of the money that we raise goes toward that, and anything that's remaining goes to our consumer education fund, which as soon as things change for the better will allow us to travel all over the state again in southern Indiana to talk about scams and things like that and how people can protect themselves from becoming victims.
Is this something that the whole golf outing tournament scramble / whatever you want to call them, is this a technique used by Better Business Bureaus throughout the country, or is this something that's exclusive to what your office does?
Most Better Business Bureaus have a golf scramble similar to this. Yes. Yeah.
Do you ever do any business training per se?
We have education series classes that we have for businesses throughout the year. We've been taking a few month break on that, but we have classes. One of our most popular ones is social media for businesses. Okay. For very small business owners who maybe are familiar with social media but don't know how to use that for their business.
Everybody's familiar with it. Nobody knows how to use it for their business. I can tell you that firsthand. It's so confusing. Should I be on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or TikTok or whatever it's called? I have no idea. All that stuff, especially business owners who are older than 19, have no idea how a lot of that stuff works. You should add a course on teaching business people how to use golf to help their business.
Well, you know what? I think that would be a great idea. And as Laura said, when we cross out of the twilight zone, that would be a great opportunity. And I was telling Laura the other day that, I feel like I missed that opportunity of not playing golf enough in my career because of business relations that it does build and solidify out there on the course.
Exactly.
And so I think you're exactly right. And I think I probably know someone that could probably teach that course.
We could find somebody for you. Yeah.
There we go. I think we could find, and I think that would be a great, and perhaps I'm thinking maybe we do it out on a golf course, and then we would invite our BBB accredited businesses out. We would have you talk about how to build those relationships, meaningful relationships, and have a good game of golf as well.
Exactly. I had a friend who said he always refused to actually do business specifically on a golf course, but he always kept a contract in his bag just in case.
Exactly. So, I mean, and so when you spend 4 or 5 hours with somebody, you're going to build a relationship, good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah. You're going to learn everything you can learn about somebody in 4 hours on a golf course, really. We were thinking it would be a great way to actually get to know someone that you were interested in romantically. And we were thinking of maybe starting a dating service for golfers. And the tagline was going to be whether you're looking to fall in love or just play around. Never really caught on.
And there's some other lines there, but I'm not even going there.
Thank you. That way I won't have to edit out anything. I'll tell you what, when somebody does business with the Better Business Bureau, what is entailed in a business being accredited, like you mentioned?
Well, we are a nonprofit organization. We started 100 years ago, and actually the concept of the BBB actually started here in Louisville, Kentucky. Really? In 1905, the Association of Advertisers created and composed the Truth in Advertising Code. That's what gave birth to the BBB. And so in 1916, Louisville became third in the nation to get its charter. So now there are over 112 BBB accredited offices throughout the United States. So 100 years ago, we were fighting the snake oil salesman. 100 years later, we're still fighting the snake oil salesman, but now he uses the cell phone and the internet.
Yes. Traded in the wagon for a website.
So this golf scramble helps provide us to do PSAs, to go out to various organizations to talk about the cons and scams, to do the investigative work that's necessary to shut down these businesses and to educate the public on the cons and scams. So that's what we do.
That's
Another
great.
thing that we do too is what I do then. I go out and seek and search good, honest, ethical businesses to apply for BBB accreditation. So what that means is, as you well know, everybody's got somebody in the industry you wish they weren't in, because what happens is, one bad apple does spoil the bunch.
It does.
So you have a contractor out there who's doing a conning and scamming the consumer, and yet the good, honest, ethical business owner who's working has a payroll to make and does a good, honest, ethical job. He's brought down to that scammer's level. When a business owner then applies for BBB accreditation, now you have to be invited. So we don't accept every business. You have to be invited, and you have to meet the high standards of the Better Business Bureau. But once you are accredited, once you meet the good housekeeping seal of business, if you would, then you are allowed to tell that customer that you are adhering to the high standards of BBB. And we hold business owners to those high standards. We're their accountability partner, if you would.
BizTown. Because I just want to give you kudos on that, because when my daughters were young, they both went through that. And,
my kids loved it too.
They loved it. It's so great. Is that something exclusive to you all, or is that a nationwide BBB thing?
It's probably each BBB probably selects a group to do business with.
Okay.
The Louisville office has selected junior achievement, and so like I said, your kids have been down there. Laura's children have been down there. You go down there; it's a little town. The students that day actually run that town.
They do.
So we have a storefront. So we have someone who is a BBB person, so that if they have a complaint, they go into the BBB office and file a complaint against the business next door. So it gives them an opportunity to learn ethics, professionalism, and truth in advertising.
And how many of them are, he pinched me?
Yeah, there you go. So, and of course, we have a golf scramble, and of course, our mission is honesty, ethics, and professionalism, but yet we're having a golf scramble. So I'm not sure that there's some irony there right there.
Shh.
Oh, that's right. There's honesty and ethics and professionalism always happens on a golf course, right?
It is the epitome of honesty and ethics.
Exactly.
Laura Calhoun, John Straub from the Better Business Bureau here in Louisville, Kentucky. And again, the whole idea of a golf scramble, though, is as you said, especially for business people. Zig Ziglar said that anybody will talk to you if they like you, but if they trust you, they'll do business with you.
That is exactly right, and that is so true.
And this is the quickest way to build trust. You can take somebody out for lunch 5 days a week for a month, and it's still you won't get to know as much about them as you would in 4.5 hours playing golf with them.
And that's why we encourage business owners to be part of the BBB, because it doesn't matter what product or service you have to sell or provide. If they don't trust you, they're not going to buy from you.
The date again?
It is October the 8th.
Right.
At Harmony Landing. If you have a team that wants to apply, I can give you that phone number.
Sure.
And that phone number is 502-588-0037. And that is actually Laura's direct number. You'll reach her and tell her that you have a foursome you want to put together, and we'll include you.
Again, Laura Calhoun, John Straub, Better Business Bureau here in Louisville, and on behalf of all of us, and just thanks for what you guys do here locally and all across, keeping people as honest as possible.
John, thank you for your time.
Oh, quite welcome, and thanks for spending some time with us here on those Weekend Golf Guys. When this is all said and done, I bet you the Guinness Book of World Records is going to give the year 2020 like the world's greatest delay of game. Everything was delayed except your business. They didn't get a break. You have to keep moving, and that makes hiring more important than ever. And Indeed is here to help. Indeed.com is the #1 job site in the world because Indeed gets you the best people fast. Plus, Indeed provides powerful tools to make your search that much easier, like sponsored jobs, which are shown to be 3.5 times more likely to result in a hire. And 73% of all job seekers online visit Indeed each month. So Indeed's going to get you the important hire that you need, just like they have for over 3 million other businesses. And right now, Indeed is offering our listeners a free $75 credit to boost your job post, which means more quality candidates will see it fast. Try Indeed out with a free $75 credit at Indeed.com/weekend. This is their best offer available anywhere. Go right now, Indeed.com/weekend. Terms and conditions apply. Offer valid through September 30th.
Stunning.
You don't have to hit a shot to fall in love with the Pete Dye and Donald Ross courses at French Lick Resort. Our hotel and golf packages are the way to go. Add the casino and spas, and it's a road trip for the memory book. Safely get back to the game you love with one of the packages found online at FrenchLick.com. Legendary golf at French Lick Resort. A breath of fresh air.
Must be 21 to enter casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Hi, thanks for hanging with all those weekend golf guys. I am John Ashton. He is Jeff Smith. I am in the studio. I am always in the studio. I'm like anchored here. They could call me the anchor man because this is where I am. Jeff, however, he is a gallivantor. Or is it a gallivantor?
I like it.
Yes.
Look, I got San Francisco behind me. Makes me think that I want to head out there pretty soon to go teach golf. What do you think?
I think if you go out there, you've got to go out there as a fireman, not as a golfer. You're in Indiana. I'm in Kentucky. Have you seen the light wispy clouds in the sky at about 2,000, 3,000 feet? Those are not light wispy clouds, man. That's smoke.
Is that the smoke?
From the West Coast fires, yeah.
Wow.
Or as the Sanford Townsend Band sang in 1977, smoke from a distant fire.
Wow.
Huh? How about that?
Really? That's you even know when it was and who it was.
Oh, yeah.
And you're bringing that stuff up.
Oh, that's.
You've really not had enough to do in your life.
No, I have not. I have not. I have way too much of my brain occupied by lyrics to old rock songs. I was doing a thing, a quick aside. I was listening to last weekend, or was it Labor Day weekend? I'm not sure how many weekends ago that was, but Sirius XM had their top 700 songs of the 70s on their 70s channel.
You knew the lyrics to every one of them.
I knew all the lyrics, and I had some buddies in the car with me, man, and 3-4 notes would hit, and I'd give them title and artist, and they were going, "No way, you know that!" I said, "Man, I played all these things on the radio, man, over and over and over again."
Wow.
Yeah. So.
It's a name that tune thing. Some of us golf instructors, we do that.
Do you?
Right? Oh yeah.
I'll beat you out.
I can get this player to hit this shot in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 shot, and here it comes. Right?
That would be a fun game to play, man. Fun game to play.
It is. A couple of my friends and I, we've done that before. We're around each other going, "Watch this." I guarantee you it takes them just like 3 more swings, and here we go.
Speaking of which,
yeah,
I don't know how I should put this.
Oh boy.
I guess
you're at a loss for words.
I guess it just proves how shallow I really am. But I was scrolling through my Facebook page the other day, and there was a rather attractive woman standing there in a pair of white shorts and a low-cut bright red shirt, holding a golf club. So I said, I wonder what this is all about. And come to find out, the woman
it does prove how shallow you are.
The woman in the white shorts with the bright red low-cut top holding the golf club had absolutely nothing to do with the subject matter, except they were just there to get your attention. And I feel so used because it worked, But I did delve further to see what was going on. And it was some golf teacher who could promise you he would cure your slice in 15 swings, no matter how bad you slice or how long you've been slicing.
15, huh?
15.
Wonder why it takes him that many.
I was going to say, you want to beat him? Because I think you've done it in 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't have to resort to stuff like that.
No, Although, how many
It means I really wouldn't entertain you.
How many more listeners would we have if we ran ads every week with some attractive woman in white shorts and a low-cut red shirt?
Well, I think at some point
we may have
to be okay with it, and I'd be unmarried. Yeah.
We may have to do some research, a little market research on that. But no, that's what I was thinking.
I was hoping to go down.
When I saw the guy, and he said 15 swings, it was like, man, that sounds like way too many for me. You know? Because, I mean, swing one time and you will know exactly why I'm slicing. If I swing one time in front of you, you'll know exactly what the problem is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you could fix it depending on how intelligent or how capable I was of following instruction. You could fix it in just a couple of swings.
Well, sometimes it's the grasp of the information.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it doesn't have much to do with the information, but it has to do with your willingness to do something that makes it work.
Mm-hmm.
And because there's people out there that are willing to do whatever it takes. As soon as something is different, they go, oh, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no longer willing.
Yeah.
So I see that.
But the thing
Some
is,
people just have a bad concept. They think that they're supposed to do something and they really can't get that done.
But the thing is the way you teach, there's not going to be any drastic changes in the way you do things. It's not like you're going to have to learn.
Well, certainly not going to sound like that.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to have to learn a new swing or, anything that takes a lot of work. It may take some practice. It may take some getting used to. But
do it so it doesn't feel like work.
Right.
And it doesn't feel like there's this mountain that they just have to climb in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
The whole goal would be to say, truly, what's the most positive gain I can get with the least amount of effort? Almost always, when you change things at the very beginning and they understand why, and you can set things up for that person so that person can move how they're built to move,
mm-hmm.
well, now all of a sudden it feels easy.
Right.
And then they get the shot they're asking me for, and they're just amazed that it, one, isn't complex,
mm-hmm.
and two, feels easy to do, and they hit it better, and it goes how they want it to go. And all of a sudden they looked at me like, wait a minute, I didn't have to work that hard. Yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah. Exactly. So would you say maybe 5 swings?
Yeah. For other people, not so much.
Yeah, for you, John, it'll take at least 5. However, I don't slice the ball.
Not anymore.
No, I draw the ball.
We talked about that a long time ago.
Yes, we did.
And all of a sudden things are better.
Much more better.
Much more better.
There's one thing I want to point out to you, and I'm not sure if I came across this as a eureka moment, or if this was just something I probably should have known, having listened to you for as long as I've listened to you.
I think Eureka's a town in California, Northern California, I believe.
It's probably inundated with smoke now, but
probably is.
Yeah. The new driver is working well, but I have a tendency with. And I had a little argument with my brother-in-law, who's a regular playing partner of mine. I have a tendency to do a little power draw. Okay. And
I love the way you use the term that loosely.
Yeah.
Power draw.
Power draw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds so much better than duck hook,
It does. It just sounds.
It does.
It comes off the tongue so much better.
It sounds like I know what I'm doing, which is farther from the truth. But anyhow, he was like, man, you need to come over, set up on the left side of the tee and aim to the right and play that thing. And I'm going, no, what I need to do is figure out what I'm doing wrong and what I need to do to hit the ball straight. Because on many occasions, especially with this new driver, I hit the ball straight and high and far and long, and it bounces when it hits and rolls, and it's really pretty to watch. And I have found out Now, your whole thing, especially last week's show, your whole concept was center, club face, contact.
Yeah, because without it, we have
the secret.
Less distance and less control over where our ball goes.
Right. So I found out that lo and behold, when you get a club fitted to you, they kind of fit it. They do the same thing with the clubs that you do with a person. They look at how you move and they read the numbers on what you do, and they kind of fit the club to fit how you swing. They don't make a club and say, okay, now this is how you have to swing to make it work, right? They set it up for you. And I have found that if I address the ball with the positioning and things that we have gone over multiple times, and I lay the club on the ground and let it lie the way it normally does, which is with kind of an angle like this when you set it down, I can hit the ball straight.
This is radio, so the word "this" works really well for everybody.
With the what would you call this? Open a little bit with the bottom of the club closer to the ball than the top of the club. It's kind of leaning at a bit of an angle away from the ball.
Yeah, right.
If I hit it the way it's, and then that's how it sets up naturally when I just lay the club behind the ball on the ground. If I swing and hit it that way, I hit the ball beautifully straight. If for some reason I try to turn the face so that it looks straight, straight up and down.
Yeah, where it's really not straight.
I pull that thing to the left so hard you couldn't find it half the time.
So, hey, doctor, it hurts when I do this.
Exactly. So, I mean, I'm just saying that it is so, the fixes so many times in front of us are simple. And it's something we're doing that we shouldn't do, or something we aren't doing that we should do. Some little thing, a twist here, a tweak there, a foot a few inches out of place, or whatever. I mean, when you come right down to it, man, it ain't hard.
No, it ain't hard. But people make it really hard.
They do.
But I thought I was supposed to. Well, wait a minute. I saw this video that said I had to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Exactly. Right? And don't listen to your brother-in-law when he says, set up on the left side and aim for the right.
Unless your brother-in-law is Butch Harmon, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it was fun though, just as an aside, watching the FedEx Championship with Dustin Johnson and the guy whose name I can never pronounce, playing together in the final group on Sunday. But DJ always sets up on the right because he hits a cut. So he sets up on the right side and he hits his drive. Mm-hmm. And the other guy set up on the left because he draws the ball. And it was funny is they wound up like 3 or 4 feet from each other on the fairway after their drives every time.
Thus proving what I say all the time to my students. Look, there's a lot of ways to be successful.
Yep.
And these tour players, every one of them is different. Yep. And you just gave a beautiful example of that.
Yep.
One guy does it his way. The other guy does it his way. They're both really powerful. They're both really accurate. They're both making an awful lot of money playing golf.
They're both making a lot more than I am playing golf, that's for sure.
I guess there's a little bit to be learned from that it is possible to be really repetitive and very good at the same time.
Yeah.
Although there is no standard of either of them. Between the two, they're very different swingers.
Yeah.
Very different bodies.
Extremely. We could delve into that whole concept a little bit when we come right back. We are those Weekend Golf Guys, so hang out with us. Of course, we have a Facebook page, facebook.com/Golf Guys. We would love it if you were to go there and like us. We'd love it even more if you'd go there and follow us, facebook.com/Golf Guys. I have one word for you. Football. Or maybe it's 2 words. I'm not sure. But wasn't it great to see everybody back out on the field playing football over the weekend? That was just week 1. There is no better place to get in on all the action than with DraftKings. They are the leader in one-day fantasy sports. Draft your lineup now and you can feel the sweat like never before. Every run, every pass, every catch means more with DraftKings. It's simple. You pick your lineup, you stay under the salary cap, and you see how your team stacks up against the competition. And nothing adds to the excitement of watching a game quite like having a shot at millions of dollars in prizes. And DraftKings has paid out billions of dollars to winners since 2012, so they know a thing or two about cold hard cash. Download the DraftKings app now and use code WEEKEND. For a limited time, new users can get a free shot at millions of dollars in prizes. Don't miss out on the Week 2 action. Enter code WEEKEND to get a free shot at millions of dollars in prizes with your first deposit. That's code WEEKEND. Only at DraftKings. Make it rain. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details. Thanks for hanging. We are those Weekend Golf Guys. I'm John Ashton. He is Jeff Smith, and he's at the Golf Cave, Timbergate Golf Course in Edinburgh, Indiana. That is a fitting and proper place for the number one golf instructor in the state of Indiana to hang out. One quick thing you mentioned about those guys, we were talking about the pros at FedEx, and they do it differently, but they're both making a lot of money. And the first thing that came into my head is not only are they making a lot more than I've ever made at golf, but they're not losing any, which I have a tendency to do sometimes at golf. And then in that whole stream of consciousness thought process, did you hear the story about the guy who put a $45,000 bet on Phil Mickelson to win the U.S. Open this weekend?
Oh, he did? Really?
Yeah. And Phil Mickelson was told about it, and he just laughed, and he said, well, I hope I get to number 18 with a 3-stroke lead this time then. Talking about how he blew it the last time.
I remember.
18. Yeah.
I remember. I think an awful lot of folks remember that as well.
Yeah.
I think Jeff Ogilvy remembers it best.
Obviously, the guy with the $45,000 bet didn't, but that's beside the point. But we had alluded earlier in the show to golf pros being a lot like birds and flying south for the winter. But
I got to do that last weekend.
I know,
and it wasn't even winter.
Well, they go by instinct. You're like scoping it out, looking for places that may be cool, may not be, you know. Where do I want to go?
Well, look, I like going to beautiful places, right? You know my affinity for Hilton Head, but my wife and I, we've been going down there for years. This past weekend, I was down there just having a nice time, I was chilling. Mm-hmm. But I found another place. It's near Hilton Head. It's just outside of Savannah. And I went there to see a friend of mine. And this place is called the Landings Club. And it is on Skidaway Island, just outside of Savannah, Georgia, just east, right on the water. Mm-hmm. It's an amazing place. I thought that Hilton Head was amazing. This is equally amazing. This is a gigantic club, a gigantic community. They have 6 golf courses there, John, 4 clubhouses. A brand new director of instruction, Joe Plecker, a friend of mine, is a top 100 teacher, wonderful family man. And he's got a great opportunity there in front of him. I got to meet some folks down there, got to meet some of his players, got to meet, some people on staff there as we just drove around a little bit. And you know what? It's a whole community down there of golfers. What a fantastic place that he's got down there to be. And they've moved down there, and I got to stay at his place for, the afternoon. He drove us around. It's golf cart heaven down there. Mm-hmm. Everybody's driving golf carts around in the streets, and they got paths going every place. And what a great spot. I mean, I saw young people. I saw middle-aged people. He introduced me to some of his champion golfers that he's coaching already. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. What a great thing. It's, maybe one day I'll be lucky enough to go down there. Maybe I can teach a little golf with Joe here and there and
hang out a little.
Wouldn't that be a lucky thing? But you know what? We all love to go to fun places in the South.
We do.
Because it's prettier here than in the North.
Especially
in the off season, that's for sure, right?
October through March. Definitely. Especially when you read the Old Farmer's Almanac. Man, don't read the Old Farmer's Almanac because it'll bum you out. Because for our area, they predict, and they're so accurate and have been since like 1712 or something.
I know. You know what they predict? Winter.
Then they say it's going to be cold and snowy. And you go, oh, man, that sounds like winter. Bummer. And it just, it's very iffy. Because, again, we're on the cusp. It depends on which direction the wind's blowing. If it comes from the south, it's a beautiful day. If it comes from Canada, not so much. And I've always suggested we should build a wall on the border, but it should be the northern border, and it should be for Canada's air. Keep it out. Let the Arctic keep their air. We don't need it. But
don't want it, don't need it. It's not fun to play golf when you're freezing your face off.
It isn't, but some of us who are addicted, we do. As long as they're going to let you play in the greens, some of us, no matter how warm or cold it is, I mean, I got a buddy, man, who went out and invested in the cart cover. He didn't buy his own cart, but he bought a cover and a propane heater.
Mm-hmm.
So he can play comfortably, when it's 12 below if he wants to.
At that point, everybody wants to be his buddy.
Yeah, that's true. I'm riding with you, man.
all the cheapskates, they want to be his buddy. Find out that's how this guy's getting friends.
But Savannah is beautiful. And I know you're a Hilton,
Heck yeah, it is.
You're a Hilton Head kind of guy. But Savannah,
there.
Georgia is absolutely gorgeous. And pardon the expression, but not as expensive as Hilton Head. On that bridge onto Hilton Head, you have to stop and show them your financial statements. You really do. Or they say, no, you should stay over there in Beaufort or maybe Frogmore. You can't get no closer than that. But there are plenty of places. And this year, man, I want to go down. I want to do some of the Robert Trent Jones Trail in Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
That's beautiful.
That's a great spot.
Yeah.
Again, it's in the South.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's warmer.
And it's warmer. And as long as the hurricanes don't mess them up, there'll be a lot of good courses to play.
South of the Mason-Dixon line is a good idea.
It is. And we're going to start concentrating on getting, because you've got a lot of friends who teach in the South. You got friends down in New Orleans, and you got friends in Mobile, Alabama. I know it's Mobile. I'm just joking. Yeah.
I got some friends in Texas.
That's right.
People in Houston. I was just in Houston last week.
Oh, were you?
A couple of days there. Yeah, I was shooting some video for Iconic Golf.
Oh, okay.
It was great. Yeah.
Cool.
I was down there in Houston for 2 days. Really enjoyed that. Just stood there in front of a camera. We ripped off, I think, 160 videos in 2 days' time.
Whoa.
It was just like, okay, keep feeding me. Tell me what to do. Here's what we're going to do. Let's knock this out. Let's knock that out.
Yeah, that's cool,
great.
Man. I think we need to concentrate now that it's getting a little cooler here on some great places to play there. Reasons to go. Maybe we can even arrange some trips or something, man. Get some loyal listeners out of Dodge down to.
They want out.
Oh, yeah.
Think of all our listeners up in the Northeast right now.
Oh, yeah.
They want out.
It's like, sign me up, buddy. Yes.
I'll
meet
can
you
see
there.
it coming too.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Our listeners up in Chicago, right? They're feeling like, okay, it's time. Let's get out of here. Right?
Exactly.
Get me some warmer temps.
And we have on many an occasion, I mean, it's like the go-to subject matter for us during the wintertime on techniques to play if you'd rather play in the cold, or if not rather, because we know that you just can't pick up and leave whenever you want to. You've got like lives and families and jobs and stuff. But there are techniques if you do play in the cold that will help a little bit. But there are also things to keep in mind, like you're not going to hit the ball anywhere near as far as normal. Just things you got to do to keep the golf balls warm, keep them in a pocket, or keep breathing on them or something. You put them inside your mask and breathe on them. Okay,
stick them under your armpit. The truly best way to keep your golf balls warm? Just take them to Savannah. Right? Let's go play golf. Let's get out.
That's right.
Landings Club on one of those 6 beautiful golf courses.
Yeah.
And let's get out there.
When you get down there, how long before you get like some souped up, super duper custom made golf cart, with like tiger face or something on it,
I'm thinking the first thing you do is you buy your house there. Right?
Oh, okay.
The second thing you do is you buy your golf cart.
Okay.
You kind of got to go in that order, right? Because, you got to think about this going, I need a little extra garage room.
Mm-hmm.
I can get rid of a car because I'm driving golf cart everywhere.
Sure.
So you got to have your charger, right? Maybe, just maybe, you may want to have an extra 6-pack of batteries or something laying around.
Sure.
So you can keep those things hopped up. You can switch them in, switch them out like a little NASCAR crew. Next thing you know, you got hot batteries the whole time.
We had a sponsor a couple months ago called Rely on Battery, which is a golf cart battery company. They have a good deal for our listeners, so check them out too. But I know a guy who's got a guy with a golf cart that's got a Rolls Royce body on it. Looks very cool.
I think you get some flames on it. Get your fuzzy dice going. I think you're all about that one, John. Get your speakers, right?
Speakers, and maybe put some of that lowrider stuff on there so you can do the.
You do stuff like that, and I think that there's probably a handful of communities that would not let you in.
Don't drive that to Bushwood Country Club. It's not going to happen here. Do you know that the Rodney Dangerfield was not supposed to play that part? He was not their first choice.
No, who was?
I wish you hadn't asked me that.
Come on, now that's got to be the first question. If you're going to start off with that, you're going to have to bring it.
Yeah. Don Rickles was who they had in mind to play. When they wrote the script, they were writing it.
Okay, that would have been pretty good.
Don Rickles would play.
That would have been pretty good. Yeah. I think there's a lot of things. Look, CPO Sharkey was a stupid show, but it made it really good because Don Rickles was in it, right?
Exactly. And Rodney Dangerfield said it cost him money to do the part because he had to give up $150,000 worth of gigs in Vegas to do the movie, and he only got paid $35,000 for doing the movie. But he said it in the long run, he's sure it profited by it because of the fame.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Fame it brought him.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah. Watch the movie picturing Don Rickles in the part. And
can you imagine Don Rickles as a golf professional instructor?
No. I can't imagine you going to him twice.
No, I can't. Now I can think about that for a minute, I got some friends of mine that could probably try, they'll listen to this show and they'll think, man, Jeff's got a great idea on that one. I'm going to pull this off. That's one of those things you try to pull that off, and next thing you know, you're looking for clients.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because you pretty well lost your whole, that's when you move.
Quickly change your name, leave town. That's what you need to do in that. And I don't even think Don Rickles' act would make it today. Too many people get too hurt too quickly.
Yeah. I remember watching some of those comedy roasts.
Yeah.
That he would stand up in front of people.
Oh,
it
yeah.
was unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. He make fun of everybody.
Everything all the time. And it was just unbelievable.
And the people who were getting made fun of would laugh.
The closest thing I saw to something like that involved in golf, this summer at the Sagamore Club, I was watching the end of the member guest tournament. Mm-hmm. Had some of my players that I work with are in these groups, and they're out there competing in these flight winner playoffs. And there's one of my students who is just like the entertainer of the club, he's the guy without a conscience when there's a microphone in hand, mm-hmm. and he's had a couple of beverages. Mm-hmm. And next thing you know, there's all kinds of things flying out. The whole crowd is just busting a gut laughing on every shot. He's got something to say. Oh my, here we go.
Well, we talked.
That was kind of the closest thing I've got to Don Rickles on a golf course.
Speaking of which, and we talked a little earlier with the BBB people about golf scrambles and things, but there's one golf scramble we went to that had the best idea I've ever seen in my life, and we've stolen it on a few occasions. But that's called a heckle hole, where it's a par 3. Hopefully you find a comedian that is a good golfer. Mm-hmm. And what this comedian does is sits there and heckles you on the tee incessantly. And you know how difficult it is to swing when you're laughing, guffawing. And then for a donation to whatever the cause is, he will shut up. And for a higher donation, he'll actually take the shot for you. But man, it is so great to just see these people react. And you get these, Serious Sam gets up to the tee and suddenly the guy just throws out a Don Rickles-ish line. Mm-hmm. And everybody laughs except the guy on the tee, and he just looks and he glares. And the comedian just keeps needling and going. And finally the guy either gets very angry, which is a guy you don't want to hang out with anymore. That guy never gets invited back. Or finally he says, okay, somebody pay this dude to shut up because I want to take this shot. But it works.
I would love to go do that one day, mm-hmm. but I know it's so bad for business that I just can't do that.
Well, right? Don't show
I'd
up.
Have to go as
go as me.
It would have I'd have to go as you.
That's right.
I don't know.
That probably wouldn't help business either.
I don't know how far I can go with this, right? I think I'll pull back at this point.
Yeah, we'll hire somebody. Hang out. We're going to come right back. Of course, we have a Facebook page, facebook.com/golfguys. We would love it if you were to go there and like us. We'd love it even more if you'd go there and follow us, facebook.com/golfguys. Doing business in the age of COVID-19 has got to be different. You need a leg up, and I've got the perfect thing for you to do. All right. First off, golf. Golf is the best way to build trust quickly with clients and prospects. But now you can't go out and actually meet potential clients and prospects in the age of COVID-19 and do the networking and hand out the business cards and all that. No, I have 2 tools that will expand your business, even in this age of don't touch me, go away. It's COVID-19 restrictions. The first one is golf. The social distancing is still there in golf. You can play golf. You can take customers and potential customers out to play golf. Build trust quickly. And you can also have a business card that's a digital tool. It'll allow you to engage faster with all those potential clients, giving you more time to play golf with them. I see how this allows me to play golf. I mean, you're helping me to increase my business. How does it improve my golf game? Well, let me tell you, we'll work that in too. But when you register with My Go cards to help increase your business engagement and growth, I'm going to throw in a special deal. Well, okay, Jeff's going to throw it in to the first 100 who sign up. So if you want to receive your My Go card and that special video from Jeff, then text Golf Guys to 64600. Again, text the word Golf Guys. One word, no spaces, 64600. You'll get a text with the info about this amazing tool. And when you register, we're going to send you Jeff's amazing video. Do it now. Golf Guys, 64600. It's been a fun day. Thanks for hanging with us. I'm John Ashton. He is Jeff Smith. If you're looking for some great golf lessons this winter, you may have to go somewhere down south. We'll let you know where he may be. I think he's just going to pitch a tent somewhere. You know, a yacht. Why don't you get you a yacht?
That's what I'll do.
And just anchor
I'll pitch
offshore.
A yacht. Have everybody on board with me, and then we'll just say, hey, let's hit balls over there.
Yeah.
Let's hit it out into the ocean.
Exactly. Think of all the ocean courses you could hit.
Ooh.
Kiowa.
That'd be a good idea. Right?
Mm-hmm. You could even sneak onto Kiowa. You could just come in from the ocean side and avoid the clubhouse altogether.
Somehow, I'm not so sure that would fly, since the clubhouse sits right there on the beach.
It probably wouldn't work. This is kind of on the flux pattern of weather. Things are changing. We still have hurricanes in the south, so you can't really go down there right now and play because it's wet and rainy. It's getting a little chilly, although not too bad. Still, it's in the 80s during the day. The early tee times are something you don't go for anymore. But hopefully that'll at least start to free up some tee times, man, because it has been a bear trying to get onto a golf course the past 6 months.
Well, what makes you think it's going to be any easier when the daylight's getting shorter? People are going to want to not, play early in the morning, but then all of a sudden everybody's going to pack in all the ones that everybody wants.
Well, I just think that the people who have been playing in the summertime are going to say, well, I'm really not that into it. It's cold.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
We're talking about the Midwesterners. They've got clothes for it.
That's true.
And now a lot of them are working from home.
Yeah, they are.
Which means they're working from their golf cart, which means, they're sending emails from their phones.
I played a round of golf once with a sales guy for a food company, and those people take orders 24/7. And this guy, I think he did like $1 million worth of sales in the first 9 holes, but he held us up because it was always, hey, it's your shot. Wait a minute, I got to get this order in. Go on, listen, play golf or work. One or the other. All right.
Radio guys can say that. Because they can't do both at the same time. Although I did it one day.
Yeah, I know.
I did it one day. I was on the golf course playing golf and broadcasting at the same time, and you would have known it, yes.
All right, listen, you can check us out, thoseweekendgolfguys.com. Okay, thoseweekendgolfguys.com. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/golfguys. And just hang out because, we got great stories and we got great ideas and we can teach you a thing or two every week right here with Those Weekend Golf Guys. So pick up your clubs, figure out how to not hit your slice. And again, Jeff can cure it in 3 shots and go out and play some golf.